Christmas is a time for giving, not robbing, but the opposite seemed to be true in Swindon, where goalkeeper Paynter was in a mean mood on his return to the county ground, the big stopper making a number of notable saves. Swindon got their break when Brighton defender Jim McNulty challenged Billy Paynter. It seemed innocuous enough, but referee Jonathan Moss saw it as a penalty. Paynter stroked the ball past his former teammate Brezovan for his 10th goal of the season. Swindon, in spite of having a good season under Danny Wilson, who celebrates a year in charge next weekend, have only managed one clean sheet in their last 13 league matches, and so there was no real surprise when Brighton equalised through Nicky Forster. Alan Sheehan is on loan with Swindon from Leeds, and he was mighty close to beating Brezovan, who didn't know too much about his free kick. Wilson's decision to thrust Charlie Austin into league football has been a good one. The 20-year-old only scored for the first time in the league late last month, but this was his 5th in as many matches since then. Gus Poyet, a one-time assistant boss at Swindon, was also making a return, and his side had excellent chances late on, but it was Swindon who took the points.
Brighton were desperate for some good cheer on their visit to Swindon after 4 defeats in their last 5. But Santa was handing out the gifts to the Swindon mascot at the county ground. The home side were the first to settle. Jonathan Douglas failed to beat former Swindon keeper Peter Brezovan. They did get the breakthrough on half an hour. Billy Paynter went up with Jim McNulty. The referee, John Moss, said that was a penalty. Paynter himself stepped up to score, his 2nd spot kick in 3 games, but the lead only lasted 8 minutes. Brighton were level when Nicky Forster leapt into double figures in the league this season with the equaliser. Alan Sheehan went close to restoring the Swindon advantage off the bar before half-time, but the decisive goal came after 54 minutes. Charlie Austin continuing his great run for the club, his 5th goal in the last 5. It took him some time to score his first, now he can't stop scoring. Brighton might have produced an equaliser. Liam Dickinson went close late on, but Danny Wilson's 50th game in charge of Swindon ended in victory. Swindon 2, Brighton 1.
Brighton were aiming to record their 4th consecutive win away to Swindon. The Robins are still very much in the promotion race under Danny Wilson. It's a different story for Swindon old boy Gus Poyet, who's looking to steer Brighton away from the threat of relegation. And the visitors have a goalkeeper in fine form. Peter Brezovan made a number of notable saves. His first of the afternoon denied Jonathan Douglas the opening goal. The Seagulls keeper excelled against his former club. Billy Paynter also kept out by the Slovakian. But there was nothing Brezovan could do when Swindon eventually took the lead just past the half-hour mark. Jim McNulty was penalised for a push on Paynter, and the referee pointed to the spot. Paynter kept his composure to beat his former clubmate and up his tally to 10 for the season in all competitions. To their credit, Brighton hit back just 7 minutes later. Elliot Bennett's centre was met by Nicky Forster, who bagged his first league goal since the end of October to make it 1-1. Swindon came close to restoring their lead before half-time via Alan Sheehan's superb free kick. Brighton escaped and went in level at the break. The Robins began the second half with a flourish and were duly rewarded when Charlie Austin put the home side back in front after 54 minutes. The 20-year-old, a non-league sensation with 46 goals last season, scored for the 5th time in as many games. Brighton pressed for a second equaliser in the closing stages, and Glenn Murray nearly found it. David Lucas preserved Swindon's slender lead. Sub Liam Dickinson had the Seagulls' last opportunity, but couldn't hit the target, and Swindon managed to hold on to register their 5th win in their last 6 league games. The Robins got their promotion campaign back on track after their defeat at Bristol Rovers and moved back into the playoff positions.
Well, we're disappointed, with the goals we conceded last week, and we knew we were better than that. They gave us a real test today, I have to say, Brighton. It wasn't easy by any stretch of imagination, but thankfully we got 3 points, and it's always nice to bounce back.
Swindon needed to bounce back from their nightmare at Bristol Rovers and were given a helping hand by referee John Moss. After Moss spotted a foul by Jim McNulty, Billy Paynter converted from the spot. Brighton levelled through veteran striker Nicky Forster as Swindon again failed to keep a clean sheet. But Charlie Austin proved the ace in the pack with his 5th goal in 5 games, taking Town back into the playoff positions.